It was late, past midnight, when Sarah found herself alone in a vast, empty parking lot. She had stayed late at work, and the once busy shopping mall was now silent, the only sound being the distant hum of traffic far off on the highway. As she approached her car, the air seemed to grow colder, and the wind picked up, swirling dead leaves across the asphalt. The lights in the parking lot flickered, casting strange intermittent shadows. Sarah quickened her pace, clutching her keys, the feeling of being watched creeping up her spine. Suddenly, she heard a soft scrape, like the sound of shoes dragging across the ground. She stopped, glancing over her shoulder, but saw nothing. The lot was deserted, just rows of parked cars, all empty. She told herself it was probably just the wind and kept walking. Then she heard it again, louder this time, the distinct shuffle of footsteps behind her. Heart racing, she turned sharply, scanning the lot. At first, nothing moved. But then, from behind one of the cars several rows back, she saw it. A figure, too tall and impossibly thin, standing in the shadows. Its face was obscured, but she could tell it was watching her. She blinked, and the figure seemed to step closer, though she hadn't seen it move. Panic surged through her as she turned and sprinted to her car, fumbling with the keys. The footsteps were faster now, a steady, deliberate pace, closing in behind her. She could feel it, whatever it was, getting nearer, its presence heavy in the air. She flung open the car door, jumped inside and slammed it shut, locking it in one swift motion. For a moment she thought she was safe. But as she fumbled to start the car, she dared to glance up at the rearview mirror and froze. The figure was standing right behind her car, too close. Its head cocked to the side, staring at her through the glass, its face still hidden in shadow. Her hands trembled as she finally managed to start the engine. She floored the gas pedal, tires screeching as she sped out of the parking lot. In the mirror, she watched as the figure grew smaller, standing completely still, until it finally vanished into the darkness. But as she drove away, heart pounding, a thought gnawed at her mind. Whatever that thing was, it hadn't run after her. It had simply let her go, almost as if it knew where she lived.